Hey everybody, Dana Stovern here with the Magic of Somatic Money, and I've got a concept video here for you today about the magical power of paying off your debt. And yes, I know that sounds irrational and counterintuitive because we all associate heaviness and seriousness and, oh, it's not fun when you have debt, it's time to pay it off. I get it. But what I want to infuse here for you is a few extra elements to the debt dissolution process that you might not have thought about. And it goes in three parts. And those three parts over the top, what I'm going to be talking about is the mind of debt payment strategy, the body of debt payment strategy, and the spirit of debt payment strategy. And that could also be termed as masculine money IQ of debt payment strategy, feminine money EQ of debt payment strategy, and spirit, energy, divine light field of debt payment strategy. And what I want you to keep in mind is that what I'm talking about here breaks through this toxic patriarchal financial structure of you can only do the strategy and the logic with money to get it to work. And that's not true. I'm living proof of it. That's not true. Let's begin with the first and the obvious. So without a shadow of a doubt, yes, you do need a backbone and a structure to paying off your debt. Can't get around it. It's a really important part of the process. So your first step, if you're in debt or somebody you know is in debt, the first step is, yes, you've got to set up your logistical structural strategy, masculine money IQ. So that is collecting your debts, getting them all line itemed out, and then figuring out balances on each of those, interest rates on each of those, figuring out, hey, ones with the highest rate, probably want to pay those off first, figuring out where the timing on getting those payments in and the amount of time that this is going to take. Okay, gotta do that part. Now, what gets ignored in this process is how you feel in your body as you're doing this process. Really important key piece that regularly gets ignored. So as you're doing your masculine money IQ logistics, our culture says push aside the emotional variables because, you know, they're going to take you down the wrong rabbit hole or they're not important. And I call bullshit, because what I want you to know is, like, as you're going through your debt strategy, getting it set up, you are going to have emotions. You are going to be feeling things. Your body is going to be responding to it. Your adrenal system, your heart rate, your gut, your central nervous system. You're going to have a full-on body response system, and you're going to have emotions that go with it that may include fear, anxiety, guilt, shame, weight, isolation, all of these really challenging feelings. And so it's no wonder that a lot of times we don't want to get to the nitty-gritty of paying off our debt, not just because of the strategy piece, but because of the emotional load that goes with it. It's what I'm beginning to call the emotional architecture. So every debt piece you have, there's also emotional architecture that goes with it. And you can't ignore that, because 9 times out of 10, the reason we don't pay off our debt is because there's so much emotional architecture, so much of an emotional load. It gets in the way of us being able to work with the masculine money IQ logistics of debt. Am I right? So when you are coming into your debt space, it's not just about working the structure, but it's also being gentle with yourself, kind with yourself, compassionate with yourself, self-accepting with yourself, and going, yes, I'm feeling these things. And not only am I feeling these things, I'm feeling them here and here and here and, you know, through my body. the self-recognition and self-acknowledgement part of going, here's a debt line item and I'm feeling this thing about it, and embracing that. Now, masculine money IQ, the toxic financial patriarchy says, oh, you can't go to the emotional zone because that's going to take you down the bad rabbit hole. Here's how you discern it. Reactionary emotion, like making a split-second decision that's very emotional about your money, not so good. I agree with that one, not so good. But you can't set aside your full emotional load out of fear of split-second emotional reactions. That doesn't track either. There's a middle ground here where I give you permission, if you need permission at all, but I give you permission to, as you're working with your debt, feel your feels, process the emotion, let it come in, feel it, process it, let it flow out. Guess what? When you do that, when you let an emotional load roll through and roll out, you've just alleviated energy. You've alleviated energy that you no longer have to carry that was connected with the debt. So that's feminine money EQ work that you're doing as you're doing the masculine money IQ work of strategy. Both are so important. And this bookkeeping of your feminine EQ, I have so much more there, but this is what we're going to go today. So, but this is not all. We did part 1, we did part 2, there's part 3, and that is the spirit of money. And so in the spirit of money with debt, what I'm going to talk about here is we have an energy field. Like we have we're not only physical, but we are energetic creatures. And if you have a hard time with that, you could call it your electromagnetic field. Like if that helps you get there, you could say I've got an electromagnetic field, which is true. That's science. So you've got an energy field. With that, you've got a light field. And in that space, you've got your intuition. You've got gut instinct, intuition. You've got your own higher powers. And you've also got a connection with higher power, greater realm. You can have a connection with spirit guides or spirit money guides, or what I like to call divine financial light team. Now, I know some of you are listening to this and going, oh, I don't know, Dana, that's a little oogie boogie. What I will tell you is do what you can. Go as far as you can. If you can go as far as, hey, I've got some intuition, great. Go with that as your magical essence that you bring to your debt dissolution process. Or you say, I've got pretty good gut instinct. Well, go with that. Like, start where you're at and then let it expand from there. But if you can go from intuition and gut instinct, or, those times you get shivers down your back and something's up, these are the things you want to be paying attention to, and then you can expand them out into, I know there's a light field, and I know I can have higher power, greater power working with me on this. Or you could call it the universe or the cosmos. Maybe you're okay with God or the goddess or certain spiritual beings in the energetic plane. If you can, get to that place where you can have a spirit money guide in your life or a divine financial light team in your life. Start in the place that works for you and then expand it out. So the energetic aspect, the spirit aspect, the energetic aspect of money is very alive and well. In masculine money IQ, money is physical. In feminine money EQ, begins to get a little bit more squishy. In spirit, we're talking about energy and energy of money, and I know a lot of you out there have that belief and feeling of, money is not only physical, it's also energetic. So when you're working with your money, especially your debt, it's really important to be bringing in the energy part, or what I like to call the magic. So this is you bringing your energy of yourself, essence of yourself, and the magic that can come through the door to help you out with that debt. So that place where you might feel heavy or isolated, or I don't know if I can do this, well, guess what? That's what the energy door opens up, the spirit door opens up, and the magic can come in. The power of that magic can come in to help show you the way, or guide you the way, or help you out, or maybe even send some extra money to kick this off and get this going. I've got another video. I will link it here. I tell a very magical story of when I first paid off my a round of $20,000 in debt, and I had, from what I can remember, I had at least 4 different magical experiences of extra money showing up from the universe, and I got help. So that's what higher power, energy, spirit realm is there to help us out with our money as well. So with the Magic of Somatic Money and Embodied Money Relationship, those are the 3 parts of a debt dissolution process. Your masculine money IQ of logistics and strategy, your feminine money EQ of working that emotional load, your emotional architecture, and the third aspect is spirit, energy, spirit realm, bringing the magic in to help you out. So that's the platform that I have here for you today to begin to think about, potentially work with. And I encourage you to watch the other videos that I've got going on with this, as well as some of the money stories that I'm putting out as well. Thank you for watching. Be sure to include comments. I want to hear your comments, your stories. Be sure to follow, like, and click through on that link, because I've got some good things going on for you there as well.